Hey, everybody. Listen, happy Tuesday, okay? This is Trending Topics Tuesday. I'm glad to see y'all in the building. Y'all know what y'all got to do. Y'all better purchase your ticket because every time I do inventory, okay? Y'all cheat the diva. Y'all do me dirty. I'm going to have to call security on y'all so y'all can stop doing me dirty. Stop cheating the system. All you got to do is hit the like button, okay? And that's your ticket on the train. We got some good topics tonight. And if you notice the thumbnail, I titled this Bad Decisions, okay? Because every one of these stories, the people made a bad decision, okay? We got this ex-NFL player, Sergio Brown. Who? Come on, Raheem. Don't cheat, Diva. Don't cheat, Diva, y'all. Don't cheat me. Listen, we got this NFL player, and we got to talk because I think football, and shout out to all the football players, whether you in little league, high school, college. Personally, this is just my opinion. I think getting knocked upside the head too many times is not a good thing. But we're gonna talk about it, okay? Because he had a very weird reaction to finding out that his mama, the one that carried him for 9 months, pushed them out, raised them up. He was living with the mama. That his mama was no longer here. Very rare reaction, but we'll get into it. Okay, then we got Tay. We got Tamar Braxton. Pray for Tamar because she said the people done robbed her car. She's homeless. Her situation was all over the place. That's why she don't really live nowhere. Why does this keep happening to her? But then when the cops came to try to help her out and give her a police report, she like, I don't know what was stolen out the car. It's giving me Tony Braxton vibes. Remember when Tony Braxton was dating what's his name? Birdman, and they took a flight, and she said $1 million worth of jewelry was stolen from her. It's weird. I don't know. I'm not feeling this situation, but we'll talk about it. Then we got the Alabama school band teacher. I don't know, teacher, band leader, whatever he is. Now, you know, we have a lot of cop stories over here. And there's a lot of times where, you know, the cops might be wrong. In this particular case, we got to call a thing a thing. The band leader, the popo asked the band leader, he said, tell the band to stop. It's a wrap. It's late. Y'all got to go home now. Get your instruments and tell the kids to go home and go to bed. But they got to get out of here. No, what did he do? He just like, he telling them to keep going. Huh? Where they do that at? What you teaching these kids? Now he want to sue somebody because he got tased? Child, we going to talk about it. These people here, listen, these people can have us having trending topics 8 days a week because they doing the foolery in these streets. The foolery. But we're going to talk about it. Y'all know what I need y'all to do. What y'all need to put in that chat there so I can get this train ride start. Come on, Roy. I love you. We need a what? Choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. It is Trending Topics Tuesday over here on the Diva train. We're about to board this train, and I have y'all know it. The platform is jam-packed, okay? There ain't a seat left on this train. We're going to talk about it, and I need you out there to hit that like button, purchase your ticket for this train ride, because the people come on this platform and they give their heart and soul when we talk about these topics. So the least y'all could do is purchase your ticket. Now I'm about to board this train with the people, bring the peoples in the building. Hey, Roya.
Oh, Auntie, it has been a day, girl.
Oh
So,
my
I had
God.
spilled a glass of wine on my laptop last night because the lid on the table had failed. I finally found a laptop, but you got to keep the laptop plugged in order for it to work.
Oh
So, y'all pray for me.
We're praying for you. We're praying for you. You know what, matter of fact, we're going to speak to Chef Cat. He done served you up the wine. He over-served you. You done spilt the wine on the good laptop.
All over
Okay,
the
I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to put a call out to Chef Cat because, he been messing up here in these streets. So he's not going to get his check. That's what I'm going to do. I ain't going to pay him. Okay.
Is your tea tasting okay tonight, or did he slip a little something in it?
Chef Cab, you suspended.
Where are you at, sir? Where are you? We are calling you. Chef Cab to the building, Chef Cab to the front of the
building. Yeah, matter of fact, I don't even know if we're going to give him a suspension with pay. He ain't get no pay. Nah, we ain't paying him.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Listen here, y'all. Hit the like button or else we going on strike.
That part.
Hit that like button.
Hit the like button, y'all.
And subscribe too.
You know what, Julius? Start the campaign. I'm gonna
get on strike.
Exactly, Julius.
They claim the unions are so good. Start the campaign. I want a union.
Don't strike. That's it.
The Diva train is going on strike.
Going on strike. Somebody give me a union. Where's my union rep?
I'm crossing. I'm the union rep. I'm here. Email all complaints. We'll gather together.
All right.
Look, well, yeah, you need to have 2 laptops. That's my brother who's in IT got like 3 laptops. You got to have more than one, baby.
Yeah, we got like 4 MacBooks around the house, so this just happened to be one that nobody's using. So I was like, oh, let me use this computer.
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah, that's good.
You gotta keep it plugged in. You gonna have to get you an extension cord so you can carry around the whole house. So ghetto.
So ghetto.
Like how they used to do the internet connection, you got to keep your computer hooked up to the cloud.
Good God. Okay, wait, but what Robin said?
Well, that just sounded like a bad decision to me. So let's kick it off.
Let's kick it off.
Bad
decision. Let's kick it off. You know what? We're going to start with this Sergio Brown, the NFL football player. I had dropped this story on my members only because I wanted to be sensitive. Because when the story first came out, my mind said he did something to mama. But I know if I would have came here too early, the people would have been like, Diva, stop, no, but he's missing. No, I really thought from the beginning he did something to mama. And now when I see this video, I do think he did something to mama. And I also think that something ain't right upstairs. But we're going to get into this story. Let me go ahead and share this screen. Let me see where my, here we go. Okay. So that's the football player. I'm not a sports girl, so I never even knew this particular player. I don't know if he was good, bad, or indifferent, but he hears about his mama not being here no more. He said fake news. They got a body, sir. Missing ex-NFL star Sergio Brown posts Instagram rant saying he thought his mom was on vacation days after her body was found. Okay, so let's listen to this. I should have queued it up. I hope it's no commercial. Let's see.
Of course.
Sorry for the commercial, but let's
course.
Fake news. It has to be the FBI. They came into my house on Bob Marley's death day with the 511 Agent Gas unwarranted. They kidnapped me twice from home, the Maywood Police Department, right? Chris Football did it twice. Aaron Peppers was there the second time that it happened. It had to be the FBI or the Maywood Police. I thought my mama was on vacation in Sinaloa. That fake news. She retired. If you want to come to me, the Maywood Police got to give me money. FBI had to do it. They got the power to do some that. What's going on? That's fake news. Don't come.
Whew. Whew, we always talk mental health. Something's not right, but hold on 1 second before we discuss this. Let me show another clip here. So sad. Give me 1 second. Let me just give a little bit more background on this story. Hold on 1 second. All right, so we saw Sergio Brown has resurfaced in an Instagram video amid a search for the former NFL player following the death of his mother. Maywood police in Illinois have been trying to locate Sergio after family members alerted authorities that they could not make contact with him or his mother, Myrtle Simmons Brown, 73. Okay. And so upon learning about your mother no longer being here, the best you got is fake news. That's a little crazy to me, right? So Myrtle was found unalived on Saturday afternoon in a creek near the back of her Maywood home, about 17 minutes from Chicago. Authorities are treating Myrtle's unaliving as a homicide. But Sergio said in an Instagram video posted on Tuesday that he thought his mom was on vacation. But my thing is, now that you know you're not rushing to get home. He said fake news. It has to be the FBI. They came into my house unwarranted. They kidnapped me twice from home, the Maywood Police Department. It had to be the FBI or the Maywood Police. I thought my mama was on vacation, he said in a clip first reported by the local Fox affiliate. Sergio went on. That's effing fake news. Get the F out my goddamn face. FBI had to do it. They got the power to do some S like this. What the F is going on? That's fake news. Don't effing come with me. It's unclear where exactly Sergio was when he filmed the video, but music was heard in the background and a straw hatch roof was seen above him. He on vacation somewhere. The former New England Patriots player has been making headlines in the past few days after he vanished. A next-door neighbor of Sergio and his mom, Carlos Cortez, told local CBS affiliate that he saw it appear in person on Thursday. Cortez said that the family told him Sergio wasn't himself the last few months. He was out of his mind. That video he made is evidence that he's out of his mind. Authorities also reportedly combed through footage from Cortez's Ring doorbell. Listen to all the criminals out there. These people got Ring doorbells now. You will get caught. They seen him taking out the trash. And they seen him have a bonfire where he burned all her clothes, Cortez said of Sergio. Sergio's aunt and Myrtle's sister, Sheila Simmons, was the one who found her sister's body. How sad is that? Along with other family members. Sheila decided to look for Myrtle herself after not speaking to her sister since Thursday. She said, we're going to find out what happened because it's not normal for my sister not to answer her phone and not to respond to text messages, Sheila told the local outlet. People have been reaching out to her since Friday. No one was able to reach her. Now I get this call this morning saying that she's missing. So immediately I came out here and find out my sister is dead. That's what Sheila said. How sad is this? I think it's problematic. You know, football is a very brutal sport. I think some of them, they get knocked upside the head too much and there's no recovery. Roya, what are your thoughts?
First of all, condolences and prayers to the family, to her sister. You know, this is just a very sad situation. And who would ever think that allegedly your son would be the one to take your own life? You would just never think that if that is the case. Mm-hmm. I do not know exactly what happened, of course, and none of us do. But based on the evidence that is being presented to us, based on this video that he has recorded stating fake news, one thing that captured my mind when I heard the statement fake news, it brought me back to Donald Trump. When he would used to lie to us about things that were really going on in life, and then he would try to claim fake news. And it's making me wonder, sir, is it really fake news, or are they really exposing the truth of what happened and you just don't want to get caught? Obviously, there is a mental part that plays into this because we see in the video that obviously he's not stable. Even when you show the first pulled up the article, the football player picture versus him now, they look like two totally different people. It just looks like, in my opinion, a different spirit has taken over this man. It is behooving to me that they cannot find this individual or don't know where he is. I'm just really shocked. I really have no words, because what would make you, if, like I said, allegedly, harm your mother? What would make you want to take out your mother? What could, she have done that's just so bad that just get you to that place of anger? You know what I'm saying? You got to be at a place of anger to do something so vicious, so harmful, so just hurting. And then the clothes being burned. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Janet, he did live with his mother. Yes, I think a lot of these football players have this CTE, which is a whole nother story in and of itself. Is very sad. Emmanuel's saying he think he's on substances, and he could be. But clearly that video, he's talking about the FBI, his mind is gone. The FBI, the police, they done came for us several times unwarranted. But the most concerning part was, I don't care if you thought it was the FBI or the police, your mother is not alive. Why are you not crying and running back home? Wayne, your thoughts?
Well, obviously his ain't going all the way to the top. But I can't understand, that creek wasn't that big. Mm-hmm. And the police, I mean, did they look at all? I mean, to have the family come out and do the job that the police should have done and find it, that's even worse. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I mean, I just don't know how they could miss a body, that's been missing, mm-hmm. But this reminds, the kind of, way he's acting. Remember Aaron Hernandez?
Yes, I do.
Unalive somebody in a rage.
Yep.
And after he had, his demise, and they saw his brain scan, and they were shocked, because if they'd had their brain scan, he would have gotten off, because he definitely had, I guess, a CT, whatever it was, that would have caused him to be like that. In fact, I don't think this guy is living in reality.
I agree with you.
I don't think he's living in reality. I mean, even if he did it, if his mental state wasn't together, I mean, he may not even know he did it, or because he just.
Well, you know what, Wayne? Let me say this. I bounce back and forth because he knew enough to burn the clothes. He knew enough to not be in town anymore. That's why I don't know what I bounce. I'm on the fence. Like, I'm on the fence. I'm off the fence. I'm on one side, then I'm on the other side. Because I'm like, okay, you burnt the clothes, right? Mm-hmm. You got no reaction that your mother is no longer here. No emotional reaction, and you fled. But and for you, but you okay, and you had to know that there was articles saying you was missing.
But if this man had some type of mental illness, I mean, couldn't all this play into it?
It's a possibility. Yes.
It's just something's not right. I don't. It just seems so. I mean, unbelievable that a son could do this to his mother. Days after her birthday. I don't know what could have been so egregious that could cause him to set him off like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not giving him a pass, but something, he got a big problem, a real big problem. To get on social media to say that, he's just showing that he has a mental problem. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm coming to you, Leo. And yes, Miss Wilson. So CTE can't be diagnosed until you are no longer alive. But the problem is, I think they need to find out some way to diagnose these people while they are here, so they're not going crazy and self-destructing. And maybe they could get them some help, because a lot of them end up harming people. And it's just crazy. Yes, Aaron Hernandez has CTE. The problem with CTE is that it can only be diagnosed post-mortem. Yeah, but when they feel, because even the family said months before, weeks before, he wasn't acting himself. Leo, what are your thoughts?
Well, this is all very. So I looked up his football record, because in his time, I was really into football at that time. Not so much now, but then I was doing fantasy football. He was a power safety. He was a strong safety. So he wasn't the type that he wasn't a quarterback that took sacks. He took maybe 2 or 3 sacks in his whole career. But when they punt the ball to the other team, he is the one that's in the outfield that's protecting that. So he's not in the action like that. So that's one. Not to say he didn't take a hit that cracked his brain, right, but it is possible, right? So that's the thing. Okay, then it's another thing with him. Because we can't diagnose people, because I'm not a doctor and I don't play one on TV. So it is something wrong when I seen that Instagram post that, like, this dude is really not here with us presently. He's not. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't take away from the fact that he burned her clothes. He had good enough sense to leave the country, allegedly, supposedly, that he's left the country. So, people with mental illness have some form of good sense in between time. So in between time. So I'm not, no one was after his mother. There's nothing, no one outside of the circle. Let me tell y'all something. People hurt you. Everybody talk about stranger danger. The people hurt you is the ones closest to y'all.
Better talk now.
To us.
Right.
To us. Right. Regardless of whether or not they in a good state of mind, if they in a bad state of mind, they making bad decisions. I'm not saying, it's a lot. It's a lot. And I need more information. And look, y'all, we don't even know whether or not mental illness may have been a part of their family history. You know how we do. We keep stuff in the closet. Here in the 21st century, the young people has helped us to understand that we need to have mental health, and we need to stop brushing stuff up under the rug and start talking about things. But my parents' generation, it's so many skeletons that come out during the funeral. So I don't, it might be a history in his family. We don't even know.
That's facts. It's very sad.
It's sad. And it's sad, and I pray for the family, and I pray for them sisters and them siblings. I pray for Sergio that he, man, come and face the truth. Come and face the truth.
He gonna have to. He gonna have to eventually, because they looking for him. Savannah, your thoughts?
So I like Leo, looked up his football record, because I do briefly remember him playing for Jacksonville, and I had to go back and recall, is this the same Brown? Because I don't remember him being that powerful of a player. So I did see that he was drafted from Notre Dame. So his football career was only less than 10 years, and he hung up his cleats in 2016. So he did, and he did retire because of injuries, but and it was due to ACL injuries, but he did suffer nonetheless some injuries during his career. And he was benched because he did suffer some injuries. And he did bounce from team to team. He was drafted by several teams in his career. But he was not a problematic player in his career. So it surprises me that it was the same Brown. But there is two things that in America that you don't mess with on Sundays, and that is football and religion. And CTE is a serious disease, and unfortunately, it is not detected until postmortem. But that is two things that the American society, as a whole, we just don't mess with, is American football and religion. Is just two things that we just don't want to deal with. So, no matter what, we do enjoy our American football. So,
Yeah, and it's sad because I'll come back to you, Wayne, then I'm coming to you, Sebastian. It's sad because there was a whole documentary on CTE. A lot of current football players was like a lot of football, retired football players was in that documentary. It was very sad. And a lot of their family members was in it. And their family members, I'm gonna try to Google that documentary just to give you the name of it. It was sad. It broke my heart. I watched it. I'm not even a sports person like that, but they said how no one wants to address it. And, because of all the money in football, and they said how a lot of these individuals, they suffer post football career. And they literally are driving themselves crazy. And a lot of them unalive themselves because they know something's not right and no one's helping them. That documentary was heart-wrenching. Thank you, Sebastian. Thank you. Yes, it's called Concussion. It's a good documentary if nobody ever saw it. Really good documentary. Wayne, what was you going to say? Then I'm going to go to Sebastian.
I was just going to say, everybody's saying that CTE can't be diagnosed to, post-mortem during an autopsy. But there's an article, November 15, 2017, former NFL player confirmed his first diagnosis of CTE in a living patient.
Wow.
And they're closer to being able to diagnose it, before. So
they need to, because
and that was abc.com, abcnews.com.
Thank you, Wayne, for that. Sebastian, your thoughts on this?
I did some research on that too, Diva, and according to the Mayo Clinic, this is what they do. They have a certain type of criteria, and that's how they can see if you match the symptoms of CTE. But still, unless you are fully unalive, no longer here, that's when they can actually do an autopsy and see the impacts in your brain. Mm-hmm. Personally, what I think is this guy is very suspicious. There was too much F-bombs in just one little rant. That was too much for me. I was just like, what the hell? Like, your mother is done not even here, and you're just putting all these, like, every little single second. All I could hear. You could literally pause this video and just unpause it each time, and you would hear Diva probably say, effing.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Yeah.
This is outrageous, and I'm gonna say something, and everyone in the chat is gonna drag me, but it's completely okay. I will never allow my child to play football. I'm sorry. I understand they could have the passion for it. I'm sorry. The only football they're gonna play is what we call soccer in the US, and the rest of the world calls football. It's not going to be no American football where y'all are being concussed, thrown around. The human body is not meant to go through all those impacts. It's not. I'm sorry. It's too much.
Boxing
it's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much. It's too much, and it's getting out of hand. Boxing, football, no. The human body is not a toy to play with. It's a body. It's something that we can exercise, we can train, and etc. But it's not something that you could just take going at full speed, getting tackled. No, those collisions are not fun. Just falling down the stairs, you see how much pain and how much you get so dizzy. Imagine getting tackled for like multiple times in a week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. This is not something that I don't think that we should continue. I know it's part of American culture, but I feel like it's getting very dangerous at this point as more and more research shows on what's happening. I forgot who that football player was, Diva, but you covered a video about it where he picked up his wife or girlfriend and threw her in the TV.
Remember that? Remember that?
And the way he threw her
American
too,
culture
it
is
was like she was
violent,
nothing. She was
Sebastian.
nothing to him. The way he picked her up, he
Yeah.
picked her up as if she was nothing and just threw her into the TV.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Do you know that she actually was fighting for him, saying he's a good man? Like once he was
That's what most victims of
Are you
domestic.
for real, Diva?
That's what a lot of DV victims do. I'm sorry, it's
Yeah.
just the truth.
No, you're talking the truth.
I'm sorry. I can't with American football. It's always this whole. There's always more things coming out, and now what we're starting to see is young men who just collapse on the field with their heart issues. Damar Hamlin is one.
Yep.
Trust me, I love the Buffalo
Yep.
Bills.
That is true. That is true.
This is getting so
It
intense.
is.
It's getting intense, and I'm getting more scared and scared about what's going to come out in the near future about football.
I don't like
That's it.
But I'm gonna,
Amen,
I think it's more
Sebastian.
than just CTE. There was a play last night with the Browns player. If anybody saw that play with his knee last night, if you didn't see it, you're gonna cringe if you see it. His whole knee kind of enclaved or it flipped over, and it's the needles or the steroids that it's going to take for that young man to recover. So it's just more than CTE that's going to take. But these young men's the 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 torture that they put their bodies through just to play this sport. And I'm a football fan, so I
I
understand.
am too.
So
And I do. And I
uh,
do. And I'm still not even agree with it, even though the violence of it. Let me tell you something. In HD, you
Exactly.
can hit a bone crushes when there's a tackle. You can hit a bones snap. Okay? It is ugly. It is brutal. It is brutal.
Yeah. Where am I at? Felicia, you're up.
Good evening, everybody. So I'm not clear on this situation. So did they find evidence that this, I don't remember the woman's name, that the mother had been...
Myrtle Brown.
Thank you, Miss Brown, that there was some foul play?
Absolutely, they did.
Okay.
They're treating it as a homicide.
Okay, so they're treating, and they have no suspects.
They're saying that right now. But they do have from the Ring doorbell that there was some clothes being burned and a bonfire and so forth and so on.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Well, my condolences to her family.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's hearing this story. I'm just back to protect Black women. You know, we're just getting slaughtered everywhere. There is no age limit. There's no location that's safe. There's no place you can go and feel comfortable. I know I can be repetitive, but I always say there are predators everywhere. Mm-hmm. And so if this was something that was done to her at the hands of her own son, how tragic is that?
Tragic.
Tragic.
I do, even though, because like you said, Leo, they have moments of being insane. And then I guess after they maybe snap out of it, they have moments of clarity like, oh my God, what did I do? You know, just trying to give a benefit of a doubt here, whatever. Knew to you know, pretty much burn them clothes and get out of Dodge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm coming to you. Who am I? In my opinion, give me 1 minute. I just want to remind you, and no, when we do these stories, I connect the dots. But when I'm connecting the dots, I'm not saying that these are the only individuals that harm people, but I connect the dots where we got story after story, where a lot of these players sometimes end up
This is the
losing
video, Diva.
their mind.
Yes.
But his name was Zach Stacy. This happened back in 2021, where he literally picked up the girlfriend like she was a doll baby. But he has been, he was doing these types of things to her for a long time. And police department in Florida, because he was a popular player, they kind of didn't even really, respond to her cry, so to speak. It wasn't until she set up surveillance herself and got this footage that they did something to him. I'll just do a reminder really quickly. I'll play this if I can. And their child is in the room.
You think that was okay? No, I do not. Please, please, please.
This is sad.
You thought that was okay? And then gonna ruin relationship and talking about I'm destructive?
Oh my God.
I remember this.
Different now.
Oh my God.
What in the world?
It's
Jesus.
just no
Are you
Yeah, in front of the
kidding me?
way.
In front of the baby.
In front of their child?
In my opinion, you're up.
Oh my God.
Okay, so I don't know what happened. I really don't. Condolences to the family, first of all. Let me say that.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know what happened, but I do know that he's right now, the way he's talking, the way his eyes was moving, it looks like he's in a psychotic state right then and there. And I think he needs to be evaluated. If they say he's been out of control for a couple of months, they should have been had him evaluated. I feel like somebody dropped the ball, because when they saw he wasn't himself, then that's when you need to get somebody some help. Because so many times we let stuff go and be like, oh, well, they looked at this way, but you didn't help out. And then this is when things like this happen. So I'm going to keep on praying for this family that they find the closure and the peace that they need, and he gets the help that he needs.
Yeah, I thank you. Yeah. And again, yes, absolutely. Condolences to the family. They said his mom, still very active. She liked to do her dancing. So she probably still had many more years ahead of her. How about this? Maybe another decade or so. But gone too soon. Julius, your thoughts?
My condolences to the family to start off.
Mm-hmm.
Something is amiss. He was very much so incoherent. And didn't make sense. And maybe he didn't want to believe it. I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. But something is amiss. And that's where I'm going to leave it.
Yeah, very sad. Very sad. Denzel, your thoughts?
Well, that first of all, that video you just showed that was heartbreaking.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was too much. That was too much, and yeah, that I pray that she's doing well. I know that was in 2021, but I hope she's doing well, and I really hope she left him, like, for real.
Well, let me say this to you, Denzel, because I followed up on that story. Unfortunately, she did not.
That's a dang shame.
She went to the courts to speak on his behalf, say he's doing better now. He's a good father. She's
still with him, Diva. She's still with him.
The last she went to the court to
Stockholm
speak on his
syndrome.
behalf. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. When I saw that, I darn near fell off my seat and wanted to cry.
Lord Jesus, she's probably scared of him.
But somebody could lift you up like you a little doll baby and literally throw you into the TV and your baby is there. I don't know. But go ahead, Denzel, on this particular case now with Sergio Brown. What are your thoughts?
Okay. Well, yeah, that was a shame. But anyway, this is a sad situation. Rest in peace to her. Condolences to her sister and her family and friends. this is really sad. It seems like that it seems like he's not all the way there.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like he's experiencing some type of mental illness because like I saw the picture of him when he was when he was in football. Where's that I hear staticking.
I do too, but just keep going.
Okay. And so that picture of him in that video, he looks totally different.
Mm-hmm.
He looks totally different. And listen, he looks to me, he seems like he's guilty. He
Mm-hmm.
seems like he's guilty, and I really think he did that allegedly. I really think he did that allegedly, and not only that, it seems like he's on the run allegedly too. And it's like like I said, I do believe that he did that allegedly, and he's gonna he's gonna he's gonna get his karma. He's gonna get his karma, and God don't like the ugly. The CTE, that is sad. That's sad. I love football. Like I love sports and I love football, but that CTE is really sad. And that I have heard that some of these football players they have. You hear me?
Uh-huh.
No, it's the string yard shifted.
Mm-hmm.
But what I was trying to say is that like I said, I love football, I love sports, but that CTE, that's no joke, and they need to do something about that. And some of these football players, they are worked to the limit, like they are overworked, and it's sad. I can remember, I like boxing too. I remember, uh, Ahama Ali, may him rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
He had, I forgot what kind of diva, I forgot what type of disease he had, but he kept getting punched in the head, and it did something to him. So these sports, these sports, it can be dangerous,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know, they might need to stop. I don't know, but we just got to stay prayed up, Diva, and it's just a sad situation. That's
Yeah.
it, and that's
Oh yeah,
all.
he had Parkinson's. Muhammad
That's
Ali
what it was.
had Parkinson's. But you know what? Here's the thing. Maybe they can continue these sports, but maybe the way that it's played can be done a little differently. That the person, you don't have to be tackled like head on. I don't know. Something's got to give. I think
Be
it's
safe. Be safe.
yeah, be safe. I find another way. All right. So we are praying for that family. I hope they find Sergio Brown soon because this is crazy. And like I said, something is amiss because I would be passed all the way out. You thought your mother was on vacation, but now you know she's not. So get home and figure out what happened to mama. Now we're going to go ahead. But like I said, this whole live is dedicated to bad decisions. Yeah, Veronica, play tag football. Pull the tag off of them, even the adult football. I don't care, but let's stop harming these people, right? All right. So the next bad decision, we're going to go to this band leader. This band leader, where the cops clearly said to him nicely, shut it down. It's over. The game's over. The party's over. I need you to tell the band to shut it down and y'all go home. But no, he wanted to continue on. He wanted to do his thing. Now, let's be clear. You can't just be disrespecting authority and then later on you want to cry, woe is me. That's not how life works. Now, if authority do you dirty, then we're going to stand by your side. But if you acting a straight fool, come on, that's right. Two wrongs don't make a right. If you acting a straight fool, then what you want the end result to be? Let's get into this story right here, because when I saw it, I was like, okay, I cannot with him right now. Okay, so the Alabama band director was tased by the police for not stopping his students' performance. Okay, but they didn't just tase him out of nowhere. They asked him several times, tell the band to stop. So Johnny, he's 39. And he didn't stop. So first I'm gonna let us all hear from the police department, okay? Because they released the body cam. Let's hear what they got to say. Then we're gonna get more into this story. So let's listen closely and watch, because they're gonna put the words up there on how many times the band director told the police, get out my face. They're going to so catch the messages up there, everybody, and catch him when he just keeps go ahead. They told him stop. He telling band, go ahead, keep playing, keep playing. You indirectly teaching these students also how to disrespect the cause. What kind of teacher are you? Let's listen.
Footage from the incident surrounding the Minor versus JO football game, played on Thursday, September 14th, 2023. During the incident, BPD officers took Minor High School's band director into custody. He was charged with the following: disorderly conduct, physical harassment, and resisting arrest. Since the incident, Birmingham Police Chief Scott Thurman has met with Mayor Randall Woodfin, City of Birmingham leadership's team, and the superintendents of the Birmingham school system and the Jefferson County school system. At the direction of BPD Chief Scott Thurman, we are releasing this body-worn camera footage to the general public and to our media partners.
Sound will come in a little bit. The game ended 18 minutes prior to the beginning of this video. Game was over for 18 minutes. And it's late. You can see how dark it is. That's the band still up there.
I know, get him. Get him in jail. Put him in jail. Put him in jail. I'm finna tell you, shit up in there, bitch. Have to say right. Tell him to stop. Tell him to stop. Tell him to stop. Calm down, bro. Open it, man. We got go, man. Let's get open it. Get off him, man. Hit the officer, okay? He's going to jail. He's going to jail. He hit the officer. He got to go to jail. He swung on the officer. I did not swing on the officer, man. Y'all driving low. He's going to jail because I asked him for respect. No, sir. That's some disrespect. That's some funny kids, man. Let me go. How you going to chase me? Let me go. How you going to chase me, man? Let me go, bro. Let me go, bro. Someone got my taser. Ain't nobody leaving until I get my taser. Nope. Grab the kids. Hold up. I swear. Ain't nobody leaving. To the bus. Come on. Here you go, right here. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, man. I ain't believing it. Take it that way, Gary. Y'all gonna have to fight. Right when you go.
They took him to the hospital. Then they took him to jail.
This incident is under investigation by the Birmingham Police Department's Internal Affairs Division. The Birmingham Police Department is committed to maintaining a positive relationship with our community through transparency and open dialogue.
Whew. It's a lot. That's the gist of it. I will go down and say that, and I did connect this article in the description of this video. I will say that the director has a lawyer. There's some other little fillers in this article. We're not going to go through it because of time. But they said tasers are among the most common use of force in police departments, according to the FBI, but there is very little data on federal or local level of how often they are deployed or turn fatal, okay? Listen, it's a lot going on. I want us to get right into this conversation. It's a lot. It's a lot. But I will say also, why couldn't he just stop the ban? But Roy, what are your thoughts?
Why can't he just stop the ban? You know, there is a such thing called authority. Mm-hmm. And there's a such thing called levels of authority. Mm-hmm. And there was a level of authority that was higher than you that came in your atmosphere and asked you politely to please stop. The night is over. You've done all that you need to do. Please exit the premises. And you proceeded. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And so when you proceeded to do that, you then became a bad example as an adult for the children.
Yes, you did. Yes,
We
you
wonder
did.
why our young boys out here fighting the police and running away from the police and doing all this extra crazy stuff, not just with the police, but with authority in general. Because we know that our young people do not respect their elders at all. Even people my age don't respect their elders. And so what you did was set an example for exactly how these children are going to act the next time authority asks them to do something that is under authority. It's ridiculous. It's sad. This man, in my opinion, you deserve to be tased. You deserve to go to jail. And you deserve to be fired, because what kind of example are you setting for the generation behind you?
He was like, play the song. They turned off the floodlights. What are you doing? Was finishing that song that serious? Wayne, your thoughts? Are you there?
I mean, this was just totally preventable. Huh? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was saying this was just totally. Oh, hold on.
Okay.
I said this was just totally avoidable. You know, I mean, it wasn't a mean request.
Right.
It was a reasonable request. But when you just gonna ignore him like that, I mean, all I can say, he's probably fortunate that they were of color. This is my opinion.
No problem.
Because I think if it had been something else,
might not have been here.
They would have felt they need to do force. I mean, you know, some kind of a force, you know, to get them to stop.
More force. Right.
The taser was the easy way out. You know, I don't think he's gonna have a leg to stand on in court. It's all on video. And like, you know, like Roy said, you know, when these kids go out there in the world and an officer asks them to do something, you know, this could be a flashback. This could be determined whether they live or unlive. You know what I mean? Because they feel, well, if the coach could do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
But this was just one of those situations that didn't have to happen. I mean, you know, because so many times that when it happens, like, why can't we just like, well, this gentleman just could have just said, okay, could you give me 5 minutes or whatever?
Right.
And just complied and told the students, hey, whoever they were, hey, we have to shut it down. Let's go. We had a good game. You know, let's go. It was just, he blew it out. He just blew it out of proportion.
Right.
And it was unfortunate that the young people had to see an adult act like this and disobey the law.
Yeah, you know, Nikki, and maybe
those are my
a lot
thoughts.
of people, thank you, Wayne. A lot of people feel this way, but they asked him, he said 7 times, get out my face. Get out my face. They said the game was already over 18 minutes. Can you hear me?
Oh, y'all don't hear me?
I heard you. I heard you. Yeah. They said
go
the
back
game,
and come back in.
okay. They said the game was already over 18 minutes. 18 minutes. By the time they even approached them. They cut off the floodlights. Was finishing that song meant that much? Leo, your thoughts?
I'm right there with you and Wayne. It's team too much. I mean, it is. I don't know this. I don't know this type of psychology. Like I have always been of the ilk of, if it's time to go, it's time to go. Y'all say it's over with, it's time to go. Okay, I'm gathering my things and I'm going. Okay. You ain't got to tell me once, you ain't got to tell me twice, you ain't got to tell me 3 times, you ain't got to tell me 4 times. Y'all say it's over. Hey, look, if it's time to clock out, it's time to clock out. Like, you ain't got to tell me no more than once. I don't understand this. I really don't. I mean, make sure the kids get home safe. Make sure they get up out the arena safely. Make sure they come with it. I don't have no comment for it because I don't understand it. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, he could come out. Thank you, Janet, for this message. She said she saw an interview with him. And he says he couldn't see the other band, and because the lights went out, the band couldn't see him. He said the band was on their last song and he wanted to finish, but you was told not to finish several times, and the game was over for 18 minutes. And you was like, get out my face, get out my face, get out my face. But
I mean, it was over. Like, go home.
Go home.
I'm always trying to get to the house. Like, go home.
Go home. In my opinion, your thoughts?
Okay, so my thoughts was when I saw this, I was really baffled that this happened because the stadiums have to lock up here. Have to lock it up, and the police cannot leave until everybody is out and the building is locked up, and everybody that works at the stadium has been escorted to their car because they have to park so far so the people can have access to the game when they come in. And so to see that this band director, because both bands was doing a battle of the bands, seemed like. So when they told the JO band to stop, they stopped immediately. They packed up their stuff, they left. And when they told this man to stop, he had the audacity to tell them when we get finished. Like you have a choice. And so in that instance, you made it an issue for you because now you're saying, I don't care what your rules and regulations are. My kids are going to play their song until they finish. And so now you put them in a chokehold. And I think it was being really nice because let me tell you something. I told y'all, our police down here don't play. Like they scare me half to death if I have to stop for them. So yeah, and then Birmingham is really rough. Okay, so I say this to all say that he was a brave man to play with them like that because it was a lot of officers and they could have really did a lot worse. And I'm surprised they didn't, as I done seen it happen before. So I think people just need to respect when somebody tells you to do something. It's over. It's a wrap. Just end it.
Right.
It was nobody else in the stand. So who you was paying for?
Right. You're over kids and you're indirectly teaching the kids this is how you handle it. Messy boots. Savannah, your thoughts? Wait, hold on 1 second. I didn't want to play. Give me 1 second. Let me.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead. I'll try to cue it back up. But go ahead.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Well, let the music play. I just wanted to ask, in my opinion, what is going on in Alabama in 2023 from Carly Russell to the riverboat and now this this on the football field. It has been the year of Alabama. It is just something in the water. I just don't get it. He was a terrible example for the kids. I'm just trying to figure out what his position was because there was definitely no. Who was he playing for? The lights were off, the game was over, folks were in their car, they were going. So was this an extended version of the song? Was this a puffy version? Like who was he playing for? I'm just trying to figure out what was going on because I was looking it up, like what was going on. Was it a battle of the bands? What was I'm so lost on the he deserved it. And why does he have a lawyer now? Who's he going to sue? He deserved what he got. I'm just trying to figure out what the story is because he deserved it.
He wants to sue the Birmingham Police Department.
But he was in the wrong. He told them to get out of his face. He was in the wrong. 7 times he told them to get out of his face after they told him to shut it down. I'm just lost. You can skip me. I'm just lost.
I hear you. Hold on, let me play this. I think I queued it up to where his lawyer speaks. Let's just see, because I didn't want to play
he's doing right now. What are we hearing from him? Has he spoken about the incident? And I think that's important to point out. That was the police narrative. That's what they say happened. But when you kind of listen to the video, you hear a lot of people, parents, students, band members, people who were watching this, who were screaming, kind of exclaiming. At one point, one person said, "You have to do this in front of the kids." So this certainly was a very tense moment with a lot of people pushing back on this. We heard from the attorney for that band director. Here's what she had to say. Take a look.
He's devastated, and rightfully so. This was very traumatic for him. Not only for him, you had 145 students.
So there you hear her just impartial saying how devastating this was, how traumatic it was for not only the director, but the students as well.
All right, NBC News correspondent Blaine Alexander hoping to get some more details on that. Thank you, Blaine.
So that's a little clip I found with the lawyer. He's devastated.
Did he not push the police?
Yeah, listen, even if we go where even if we don't even know that, you legit told him to get out your face 7 times. How disrespectful is it if we telling you to stop and you like, and you telling the kids, come on, go ahead, finish your song, come on. Where would they do that at? It's unbelievable. Julius, she's representing a fool.
And not only did he put his life in danger, he put those kids' life in danger.
His life in danger as well.
What if they just decided, well, now you're disobeying our rules, and now we're gonna take all of y'all out, because they could have stampeded that whole stand and got rid of everybody, arrested well, they're underage, so they probably couldn't arrest them, but they could have been banned.
I know what you mean, though.
You know, this is very serious.
He traumatized. He was completely and utterly irresponsible.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to make this one thing clear, because I know you're going to have some activists in the chat, right?
Mm-hmm.
This was our very own officers from our community handling the situation. From our very own community. So I wanted to just make that very clear. And this is how he acts, just because it was another brother and a sister handling the situation? No. They gave him an order. He should have followed that.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't. He chose to show his behind. As soon as the police said, because the overwhelming majority of police officers, especially the ones that I've experienced in my city alone, if you explain the situation, if you say, okay, we'll leave, but they just wanted to finish this one song, I'm pretty sure it would have been avoided. You think they'll say no to them babies?
No, listen, it's not about the babies. It's about that game being over 18 minutes already. You could tell it was dark outside. And like in my opinion said, they gotta lock this place up.
Mm-hmm.
Go home. We told you to go home. Goodbye.
And the thing about it is, now you want to say you're traumatized. Have you once stopped to think of your students?
Right.
Because I heard screams.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I heard terrified, why are you touching him like that? And the officers are like, okay, we got to control these babies because they're thinking we gon', we got to, like, the officers would like turning their attention to the kids to calm them down. All because he chose not to comply over a very reasonable request.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now they're probably going to have issues with law enforcement. Foolery. No time for it.
Yeah. Please stop cursing in the chat. Please, no cursing in the chat. I'm gonna have to block you. We don't do that over here. We voice our opinions. We use our words, but we don't do all the cursing because I don't have time for them to try to shut us down. trying to have a good conversation here about a serious topic. Where am I at? Because my screen shifted a little bit. Sebastian, I think, am I up to you?
Yes, I believe you're up to me.
Yeah.
So when I saw this, I called my cousin, who's a New York Police Department, who's a New York NYPD, and because I thought
So
I was
hold on 1 second. So Bigfoot 80s, we're all grown. But if you curse in this chat, you got to go. And I don't normally block people, but we don't curse over here. You know, every now and then maybe something to slip out our mouth, but we don't do it on purpose and we don't put those words in the chat. So if you want to curse, go somewhere else, but we can't do that over here. Go ahead, Sebastian.
So I had to call my cousin about this situation because I didn't really. At first, I was on the side of the band coach, the band leader. I was on his side because I was like, this man was wrongfully tased and etc. But then my cousin explained to me how schools, when they have these functions, they have certain permits for the amount of time that they can have the noise going on due to their being involved in neighborhoods. And that's why the police are always there, is to make sure that at a certain time, city permits are done. Like, you have to go. Or neighbors would start calling the police departments erratically. This was 18 minutes after the game. So what this tells me is they probably started a new song and wanted to keep on going, or started multiple new songs. It was intense, and I recall I see that young lady that was in that video saying that you need to stop. I'm gonna call the superintendent. This needs to stop. I don't know what she was, but I feel like she was telling him, like, we got to end this now because this is it's time. People need to realize this. When authority tells you to stop, you stop.
That part.
And the police officer did not come off abrasive. I heard the whole thing. He came off nice, and he came on very nice and told the man, you need to stop. All you could have said was just like, we're on the last song. We just gonna finish this right now. Can I finish it? And if he would have said yes, then that's it. If he would have said no, then you would have told the band, you know what, we gotta stop, guys. It's time. It's already past the game. That's all that needs to happen. That's all that needs to happen. But no, you want it to be ghetto. You want it to be out of tune and stuff, and started shaking your hands, instructing the band. And I'm thinking he's telling them to go louder, because that's because I recall being in a band, and those motions were going louder.
And he was like, and that's even disrespectful too.
And then
you heard one of them say, like, he's really not going to stop.
And then my part where I'm more annoyed is at the part that he thought that he could hit them and get away with it, allegedly. You're lucky you're even alive, sir. People our tone don't come back after hitting a police officer. Are you kidding me?
He did. I did hear him in the video say, though, that he didn't touch them. Now, I did hear him say that. He said, I didn't touch you. He said something about trying to move his arm or whatever. And yeah, the cop did warn him, Renaissance, that he said, you're going to go to jail. He said, well, take me. I go. He sure did. Then when they wanted him to put his arms behind his back, now everybody against it too. It's time to go to jail.
They tried to arrest him and then he resisted. My point is, you can't be doing this nonsense. And you put these kids' lives in danger, because once the police were doing that, thank God these kids didn't gang up on the police and started hitting the police officers. And then the police officers started pulling out everything and, using all the resources, and these children could have been unalived.
I agree with you.
How the hell? What is this? Where do we live in now? Where? And I'm sorry, Alabama has been in the news this whole year for the most craziest stories ever. Shout out to Alabama. I may need to visit now.
You're so crazy. Felicia, your thoughts?
So I stand alone tonight. I do. It wouldn't be the first time in my life. I have a lot to say, and this isn't my page. But if the content creator, Miss Diva, would be so kind to play that footage of them folks up in Maine choke holding the police, kicking them in the nuts, kicking them in the butt, slamming them on the head, punching them in the face. I don't recall anybody getting tased. Nobody.
Mm-hmm.
It was a full brawl.
Talking about the wedding.
That's right. Them folks that you showed us coming out of the bar, and I think you gave us about 5 minutes of footage of a brawl with the main police officers in uniform. Nobody's undercover.
That's facts. That's facts. That's
no
facts.
taser was pulled. Nobody got in nobody's face other than when the real fighting was going on. And it was the men and the women.
I agree.
I happen to have some knowledge about football games in the South. I did a little research when I was listening to folks. This team whooped the other team's butt. It is not uncommon for the marching band, because marching bands are huge. They're a big part of the game. They stay later more often than the other team. And when there's a huge victory, it's not uncommon for the band to keep playing and celebrating. Now, maybe it was a little bit too much in going over. Maybe instead of calling me bro, you call me sir. There were other people there with the band said, listen, he really needs to shut it down. And when he didn't comply, you could have waited until he was done. Yes, they got to lock the place up. They got to walk people to the car. And then you could have let him excuse those children, because I don't change my position. Yes, children are to be loved and protected. And then you arrest him. But I watched that tape and I was listening. That tasing was going on like somebody was spraying something on a floor. It didn't seem like 10 seconds. It seemed like it was a bit out of control. So I am not certain that this gentleman's going to lose his case. He said he wanted another minute and they told him no. But again, if you got a moment and you could show the footage in Maine with those wonderful folks putting the police in a chokehold, trying to take his weapon, nobody was tased. In fact, they were given opportunities to call their attorneys on speed dial. We're only asking for fair treatment, equal justice, to be treated in the same way. I didn't see any de-escalating techniques. I saw people in people's faces. When you cannot hear the person with the band playing. So no, I don't agree. We could have de-escalated. We could have waited. We could have done things differently.
Woo, woo, woo. I'll just throw this out there, and then I'm coming to Denzel. I'll just throw this out there. This is just generically, I like to say that so people don't think like I'm just coming in particular at any comment. A lot of times, we do these comparisons because, Diva robbed a bank and didn't go to jail. Now, if Leo robs a bank, she shouldn't go to jail. I remember that story, and you are correct. Nobody got tased.
Nobody.
But I will say this. I still feel that in that wedding situation, they was dead wrong, and they went to jail. And but there was people that got knocked out in that situation by the popo. The one girl was on the floor. Maybe nobody didn't get tased, but somebody got knocked out and some stuff happened. But I will say still, my thing in this particular situation, I still feel that he went too far, in my opinion.
That would have happened whether it was white school or a black school here, because first of all, it happened on a Thursday night. Second of all, there's 3 different reasons why they have to clear that place out. So it's a curfew for the kids here, and they can't be with anybody other than their parent in the state of Alabama after a certain time. And they only allow for the band to take them directly back to the school and them to get directly into their parents' car. The other reason is they have to clear that stadium because it's people that's working there that has to do their job, and they can't do it until the whole stadium is completely clean. Those police are on duty to make sure those people are safely in their cars because most of our stadiums are in the more urban neighborhoods, and it's pitch black dark out there. And so they don't want nobody to get hurt. So those officers are on duty for those time allotments, and they only have a certain amount of time to be out there before they got to be back on patrol. And the third reason is they have to allow that they said, hey, we got everybody safely out at this time. They have to take the pictures. They have to show that we got everybody cleared out. The stadium was clear. All the staff was put in their car. Everybody's safe.
Yeah, I'ma just lean back to the fact that I feel this man was disrespectful, and I also feel that he showed he's in charge of kids. No different than they wanted to arrest the teacher who was drinking on the job. And she's in charge of kids. This is what you're showing the kids.
So Diva, with that statement, what did the police show the children? What did they show?
Don't resist.
Don't
resist.
Yeah. Who said that?
Don't resist, or we'll
said that.
tase you. We'll
Don't
throw you
resist. You're
down
not supposed
the
to resist
ground,
from an officer.
and we'll overly take. See, children always need to be loved and protected. Both sides should be thinking in that manner. It's not just on the band director.
But Felicia, here's the thing though, right? If they come to me, they didn't come out the gate like shut it down or we're gonna arrest you, shut it down now, pop, da. It was 18 minutes later and they said shut it down. He continued to say, get out my face. No one was directly in his face at that moment. Like, this is in your face. They wasn't that in his face like that. He said over 7 times, get out my face. They said, we're going to have to arrest you. He said, well, arrest me.
But what happened to de-escalating? Sir, we really need you to shut this down, sir.
Well, he's the one who instructed the man to
want to go
higher.
We have children. We have children here, sir. It's late at night. Folks need to get home safely. I don't agree. And someone in the chat says, hey, well, Felicia, really sorry what happened to you. But you often find the cops at fault. Pretty much I do. But today on the train, guy got one of those speakers that, amplifies a lot of sound in his backpack. And so we're exiting the train. And the policewoman says to him, when you ride in the train, you really should have that down a little lower. And he says, well, I'm off the train now. He says, so shouldn't matter. She goes, yeah, but when you're riding, you're really not supposed to have loud music playing. He goes, yeah. And he makes a gesture. And then he calls her a defamatory name and he calls her dumb in front of it. So the policewoman decides she's going to go address it. I didn't get in the way. I ain't got no judgment. I'm like, only thing he had to say was yes, ma'am, or thank you, and keep it moving. You didn't have to come back and be offensive to her. You didn't have to be disrespectful. So it ended up, eventually, his little speaker was rolling down the steps. His backpack was like trashed, and he got arrested. I understood why. But this situation here, I don't understand why the man had to be tased. That's traumatizing to me.
All right. Who was I up to?
Me.
Go ahead, Denzel.
Okay. Listen. Some people going to disagree with what I'm about to say, and that's fine. This is the thing. The police, they asked him nicely to stop.
Mm-hmm.
To stop. He didn't listen. The game was done, 18 minutes. There were 18 minutes and you still playing. And not only that, it's a school night.
Mm-hmm.
School night.
Come on now. Come on.
They got a curfew down there. They got to go. So, This is the only thing I do disagree with. I think maybe I'm looking too far into it, but I think they should have kept the football field lights on. I think they should have kept the lights on. But other than that, the police didn't do nothing wrong. He deserved what he got. You know, he was acting like a thug. You know, he was saying, "Don't get in my face," this and that, and he was acting like a thug. But you see what he got? They tased him. They tased his tail. He was acting like an a-hole. He was, acting like he's big and bad. And then his lawyer said that he was traumatized. Really? Traumatized? Those children was traumatized. Not him. Like, cut the BS and stop with the foolery. You know, he deserves to go. He deserves to get fired, and he needs to go to jail. He needs to go to jail, and the police didn't do nothing wrong. That's it, and that's all, Diva.
I appreciate you, Denzel. Here's the thing, right? Kendall, I agree with you. If you call the po-po, you gotta respect authority here, right? I think he was doing too much, and I think they did several tactics to try to de-escalate. First, they spoke to him. He said, "Get out my face" 7 times. Then they figured, you know what? Let me shut off the lights. They said, shut off the floodlights, because they was thinking if it's dark, maybe he'd stop. But no, he was still like, woo, doo, 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 doo. Go ahead, keep on going. It was just too much. But Felicia, you got a partner in crime here. Rose said, Felicia, I agree with you. Radar was extreme. Police are there to enforce the law, not to make us do what they say. A citation at best, not arrest.
Thank you.
He threw the thumbs up. Okay, arrest me. Those were his actions. Now the consequences. I'm just saying.
Run that footage from Maine. Maybe some of these folks didn't see them folks doing what they were doing. Okay.
Well,
the cops in Maine.
We got. Go ahead, where you at?
The cops in Maine weren't trained.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, the Maine folks better not come to Alabama, okay? Because we don't have no single person down here.
Wait, hold on. Wait, I can't hear you. Go ahead.
I don't understand what's so hard to understand. He was asked politely to do something. And here's the other thing. I think it's so selfish because not only are you holding up the students, but you're holding up other people from doing a job that they have to do. You don't think they want to get home to their families? You think they want to be out here all night? You want to do extra stuff because you won a game? Congratulations. And it's great that they won the game. But there is a time limit. That's just like when you go to a concert and they go over the time of the concert. You have to accept the whatever penalties that are given to you. You don't get to choose what penalties you get to take. No, they asked you to stop several times. You didn't follow the rule. They turned off the lights, hoping that that would be a signal. Hello, we not playing. We asking you to do something. Can you do it? You still proceeded to not to do what you wanted to do. You can't just do what you want to do. And this is just like I said, you are an example for the next generation. So now you have given these young individuals the mindset that I can do what I want to do. No matter if they're a police officer, my mama, my daddy, my auntie, my grandma, or the lady down the street who just happens to be my elder. It's disrespectful and out of pocket and out of line. And in my opinion, if this was my school, if I was the principal and I was over all of this, you would be fired because I don't want you being a bad example for the students. If the police ask you to do something, regardless of whether you feel like it was wrong or not, it should be handled in the proper way after you are done what was, said needed to be done. Because how can we now?
And it's not that serious.
How can
it's not that serious.
Hold on. How can we fight for you as a school when the law, who we have to follow, law enforcement, they're asking you to do something and you as a faculty or staff member won't even follow what they ask you to do? So how do I know that you can do what I asked you to do as the principal of the school? How do I know as a parent I can trust my child's safety with you And you just not making a decision for yourself because you choose that you want to continue to do what you want to do.
I think I'm not being understood. There was a responsibility on both sides.
And he didn't fulfill his responsibility, did he?
And neither did law enforcement, in my opinion. Those children there were placed in danger by both parties. And that's the piece.
It was his fault. He was at fault. You were asked to do something. And regardless of whether it was right or not, we know the state that we are in America with cops and Black people and the law and how things just don't work our way. Is it fair? No. But in order to keep the peace, we got to do what's right in the moment and deal with the backlash later. That's just like my dad always, both my parents. If you ever get arrested, if something ever out here, you follow the rules and we'll handle everything else after we get you out and in a safe place.
Roy, yeah.
If he put those kids in jeopardy, you put their lives in jeopardy. And
what I am saying is that law enforcement had a responsibility as well to protect those children. And I just didn't see that happening.
So what would you have liked law enforcement to do?
I would have just maybe he was having a moment. Maybe he knows one of them. I don't know. I'm only going on the story. I would have let him finish, let people leave, and he would have been arrested.
The thing is, he did finish because he gave him no choice but to let him finish. Then when they tried to arrest him, he didn't want to put his arms behind his back.
They should have allowed the children to leave and detained him. There's a way to do things. And I don't think this was done well. And I'm not going to change I will stand alone, and that's okay.
You're not alone. There's a lot of people that are agreeing with you. So you're not on the train alone. But I will say this. I'm a move from this case because I see we're at an impasse where, you know, we gonna agree to disagree, right? But I will say this.
It's all in love, Felicia. You know I love you.
Yeah, we know. Listen, I gotta say this 100%, hands down. To me, if the cops ask me, because like Sebastian said, there's other things in fact to factor in here. People got to go home. I'm glad your band won, but I want to shut this down. I want to shut
this down. Why can't we just go home?
That's it.
Go home.
It was dark. There wasn't a whole lot of people left in the stands. Stop it. Just stop the band. Do an extra set next time you come through, but we got to go.
That's it.
Down.
Or
and
come to school and celebrate what you could have done the next day. If
that
big,
oh my God, we just playing instruments. Just go home.
It's not that serious. It's not that deep. It's time to go home.
We yelling. Sorry, Sasuke. Okay.
The band was in October, so they could have waited till October.
You know, I get turned up. I'm sorry. But okay, so kind of said they turned off the lights to make him leave. Kind of like when the company stays over too long and you start yarning so they get the point. Come on now. You know what? We gonna call this one middle ground here. We're gonna let it go, move on. I'm about to close out really quickly with Tay Tay. Your girl Tamar. Y'all pray for Tamar, okay? Let me just show this real quick. And we're gonna do a 60-second thought process on this. Tay Tay got robbed. Why is saying okay? I was gonna say, what's going on? Why my site can't be reached? Tay Tay got robbed. Yes, she did. And when the original article, it talks about how she says she homeless. That's why she don't live nowhere. This stuff keeps happening to her. It looked like to me that she even had a Mama Braxton out there when she was talking to the Popo about the situation. Okay, I did have it queued up. I don't know why it's not queued back up, but we'll wait till hopefully these commercials pass by and I'll show you the body cam footage. Okay, here we go. Let's play this.
The car's vandalized, completely trashed.
Do you have any valuable items inside?
They left the computer.
They left the computer.
They left the computer. But everything is trashed. Well, the first two doors we opened, my son I came to take him to school.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mama Braxton looking
lost. Like a bunch of trash outside the car. I saw my little hair clip. Opened up. it's ransacked.
The car is ransacked. You didn't have any like purses or anything.
I wouldn't know because I just cleaned out my closet. I work at Destination. I just cleaned out my closet, and so my assistant put everything in like trash bags and put it in the trunk. That's all. I don't know.
Okay.
Probably no.
Probably not.
No, probably, especially if you drop something, picked it up, and went back to the car.
We need to know what was taken so we can put it in the report.
There is no. If you open up the doors, there's no way I can tell. It's trashed. It's trashed. Like the car is trashed in the inside. I feel like I'm gonna cry. It's like vandalized, like completely. Yeah.
All right. So when you came to the car, the glove box was open.
All of that. It's the way it was. Me and my son came. I came to take my son to school.
Well, I'm sure you locked the car and everything.
I'm not. I came downstairs to get something last night.
Okay.
And so I usually lock the door. So, I mean, there's no other way they could have gotten into it, I guess. I don't know. I'm
not sure, not positive.
No.
Okay.
But I always usually lock the door.
Well, we're gonna go look at the cameras and everything. But for us to do a report, I need to know how to classify it. So I need to know what was stolen. Because if I don't put anything stolen in the report, they're gonna be like, why are you doing a theft from vehicle report if nothing was stolen? Because sometimes they don't steal stuff from your vehicle. Like they want to steal the whole vehicle, or maybe somebody drives by and they're like, oh shit, and then they run and they don't get anything.
So let me look at the cameras. So, because he said they dropped something.
Okay.
Came in here and dropped something and went to the car.
Let's go
You
get
don't
the
feel
camera.
about what? That's what I'm looking for. I'm hoping it's not there.
Just shut the door. I got the door. We'll look at the cameras real quick, and then
I cannot. This is just crazy. It's weird. It don't make sense. What's going on with Tay Tay and this robbery in the car? Pray for Tay Tay. And yeah, Mama Braxton was lost. Mama Braxton's about to do like she did before and tell Tamar she slapped the piss out of her. Listen.
I'm sorry. Did I miss something in the video, Diva? Did she say what was stolen, or did she say she didn't know? What? I don't get it.
She don't know. She worked for this nation. Her assistant packed a car with garbage bags. I do not want the assistant if I'm Tamar Braxton. I'm part of the Braxton family, and you packing my stuff in garbage bags and throwing it in my car. I cannot. And then she talked about she was homeless. That's why she don't stay nowhere. Why this keep happening to her? I cannot right now. Just bad decisions. You came downstairs to the car and you might have left the car door open. This ain't it. It's a mess. Boy, 60 seconds. What's this?
Well, it sounds like she hired this assistant from the Secret Squirrels that Tawanda had. Because remember, they was having issues with Tony's assistant. The little boy, he just acted like he was just a little something wrong with him. So, we may need to do a little better with the vetting of our assistants. As far as Tamar, y'all, Tamar has been through a lot. She's been through an abusive marriage. She's been through now 2 failed relationships. She got engaged to that man on the Peacock. One Peacock. What's the little other app that
I know what you're saying. Right. Yeah.
The little other app, and now she can't trust nobody, and don't nobody love her. And what happened to this man? I mean, poor. We need to. I'm just about this close to putting Tamar on the sick and shut in list permanently.
Oh, darn! Not permanently.
Because it's always something. It's always an issue. And you know what? Maybe Mama Ev do need to slap the piss out of her. Maybe it'll knock some sense in her.
Yeah. She got Mama Braxton there looking lost. She was just standing there, didn't know what to do. And where they living at? Where were they? I don't know. She about to take Logan to school.
She living out of house at home.
Poor Logan missed school. He missed school. She said, I couldn't even take him. You couldn't send Mama Braxton in the Uber, the drop little man off the school. It's just a mess. In my opinion. What about Tamar?
Oh, Diva, let me tell you something. First of all, I'm lost. Okay,
I am too. I don't really
I like
understand.
I like Tamar really a lot, and I follow her. And I don't think it was like 5 or 6 days ago that her and Jr. was on live together. So I don't know. I mean, granted, I know she's been from house to house because she was filming one time in Tony house, she was filming one time in Trina house, and she
Okay.
filmed a lot in JR house. I don't know what happened to her house. I know Vincent is back in Florida because she talked about him all the time. But I'm lost. Like, I don't know if she was just, it was a lot on her and she just said she was so. I don't know. Like, I can't make sense of it, Diva. I'm trying, but I've been lost for a minute. I'm waiting on her to come back with a new episode so I can find out what happened, but she ain't clicked on yet. So hopefully by tomorrow she'll click on. Now I know what's going on. But I'm lost.
Yeah. Thank you. We all kind of lost. Felicia, what about Tamar?
So I believe I saw some footage where she was talking about this is in the parking garage of the building that she lives in. And there was about four people going in and out of her car. And she says that they were in and out of her car for about 30 minutes. So I don't know what she doesn't know. So I know as much as, in my opinion, and everybody, I don't know what she doesn't know.
Right.
And so she says she don't know what was taken, but her computer was there. And usually people will take the computer first.
Right.
That's easily transportable, and that's lightweight. So I don't know. I wish her the best. I don't know.
I wish her the best too. We praying for Tay Tay. Especially you got Mama Braxton just standing out there lost with you. These are the men that was, one of them can't even walk. These are the men that was in and out of her car. This is crazy. This is crazy. Yeah, that's Tay Tay. That's what was going on. They don't open the trunk and everything. You don't know what's missing. I don't know. This is a mess. Look like he put a little shirt around him and ransacked the car. Then they pull up a car next to it. I don't know if they was putting in it. And then it's weird. You don't know what's missing, so you don't really know what's what was really in there. But they left the computer.
Right.
It don't sound right. But prayers out to Tay Tay. Prayers, because a bunch of people robbed her. Okay. Where am I at? Wayne, your thoughts?
I don't know if she was trying what she was trying to accomplish. If the car wasn't damaged, no evidence that was, any damage from break-in. She don't know what she had in the car.
Mm-hmm.
What did she want the police to do? I mean, I don't get it. What is she expecting? And as far as her saying she homeless, all that money that family got, and she homeless, that sounds like a personal problem. You better go ask Tony.
Yeah, but Derby dear, I hear you. It's trackable depending upon what type of computer it is. But these people, they know how to wipe your thing clean. I got robbed. They have my cell phone, everything. Yeah, everything.
I'm almost. I wonder if it was a setup or something,
But what did they take?
Right, that's what I'm saying. There was nothing to take. What was she trying to get out of it? Like the police officer said, look, you got to tell me something that was stolen.
Because I got to write it on the report. Yeah, they got to write it on the report. Yeah, because they asked me, well, I said my pocketbook, my cell phone, my credit cards, my license, my money. But again, too, what happens too when they rob your car like that? If you got the deductible on your car insurance, if it's not worth more than, like my deductible, I don't know if it was $1,200, whatever. But if the stuff that was stolen is not worth more than $1,200, you might as well not even file no report.
Right.
What did they take, Tay Tay? Well, what are we doing here? Savannah, what's your thoughts?
I'm just as everybody else. I'm so confused. Everyone was so calm and lackadaisical on about this robbery. Miss Evelyn was confused, and
She was.
Tamar was just so calm. And I know when my car was broken into, I felt so violated.
Yes.
And and I had my briefcase. I knew exactly what was taken out of my car immediately when my window was busted. And I, as Felicia, saw the same video a few days later, and I see the young men that were walking around her car. They had no care. They took their time. There was fingerprints, and they were some of them couldn't walk, and they opened the doors, the trunk, and in and out of the vehicle, and they took their time. I mean, it was just it was the most silliest, the most I'm just confused. I don't know if this was for a TV show, if this was for Roa, or if she had a new show coming out. I'm confused. Was this for Dish Nation, or for her and JR's show, or is she still with JR? I was just confused. Is this one and I like Tamar. I actually met her um not too long ago. I actually had the encounter with her on an elevator, and she's a sweet person. So I'm just confused. This was the most calmest robbery I have ever seen. So whenever we find out, I hope she gets back whatever it is that she's missing.
But she don't
So
know
yeah,
though.
whatever it is, I hope she gets it back.
I hope so too. I really do. I really do. Who said that? Go ahead, Sebastian. Is he there? Go ahead, Sebastian. Yes.
I am
Yes.
here. Okay, I'm here. And I see that no one has mercy or compassion for Tamar Braxton. And I'm not with that. I love Tamar Braxton. I love Tamar Esteem Braxton. Miss Evelyn was just there. Miss Evelyn's at an older age. She's probably suffered from ailments. Let's give her a break. She does not know how to react to her daughter getting robbed. Let's give Miss Evelyn a break. Tamar
Miss
has
Evelyn back dating
PTSD.
again, Sebastian. Stop.
Tamar has PTSD. She doesn't know what to say. She doesn't know what was out of her car. She forgot. Okay, you can forget. You can forget. You can forget. You can forget. She forgot
Oh,
what was in her car, and she forgot. Let's give Tamar the benefit of the doubt. And I'm not. I don't believe the rumors that she and Jr. broke up. That I don't believe. But we need to stop. We need to give Tamar a break. Okay. I love Tamar. We're not going to do Tamar like this tonight. The way I see all of y'all are saying this probably is probably stunted or something. Please, let's give Tamar a break. It is not stunted. She was robbed. She was robbed. The streets of Atlanta, we've been seeing people getting robbed all the time. We've been seeing people getting robbed. Akon's car got robbed a year or two ago. This is not the first time there's things like this happening. Yes, I 100% believe what I'm saying. I'm only laughing because I know what Diva's thinking, and I know she's thinking I'm a fool right now. But Tamar Esteem Braxton, leave her alone.
No,
Y'all
we
are
leave it
all on
alone. We
top of
praying for
her.
Tay Tay. We
Y'all are
praying for
all on
Tay
top of
Tay.
her, and she needs a break. She
Now,
is not rehearsing for the police, okay? She was robbed. She did not know what to say. When you're robbed, sometimes you just, you're in it. You can't, you're in your feelings.
I've been
You
robbed
can't-
3 times,
Allegedly.
Sebastian. Stop.
That part.
Allegedly,
Stop.
she was
Listen,
robbed.
and you know what?
Allegedly.
Allegedly, her assistant, before he threw that stuff in the plastic bag, he should have did an inventory sheet. Kind of assistant is
Well,
that?
she probably has
She just
a
thrown it
Jew
in the
quality
trash bag, thrown it
assistant.
in the trash bag, and then just thrown in her car. And then she happens to wake up in the middle of the night to go get something in her car that she don't even know is there because she really didn't know what was in the car, and she happened to leave the doors open.
Speak, Diva.
Okay, Tay
Speak.
Tay. Okay.
Give Tamar a break.
Where am I at? Who did that? Who done shifted? Who did not go yet?
Hey, Diva.
Go ahead, Julius.
Tay Tay a hot mess.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was lost. I was confused. All I got from it, she said that her car was a mess.
Yeah, she said that.
Now
Yeah.
that does happen. I want to caution the chat. Yes, that does happen.
Mm-hmm.
But she wasn't concise. She wasn't. And I understand, like, when something happens, you're in shock. It takes you a second to get.
Mm-hmm.
Can y'all hear me now? Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like, takes her a minute to get her thoughts together. You know, that's just simple trauma.
No, Jersey girl, I'm just calling her Tay Tay.
But I want to be sympathetic.
Mm-hmm.
But something, if she was robbed, I hope she is able to retrieve her property.
Right.
And all of that.
The unknown property.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to say. Allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly.
Thank you. Thank you, Julie.
I need to know all information.
Yeah, we need more information. So do the cops. They was trying to help her. It was like, well, are you missing a tote bag, a pocketbook? She said, I'm not sure. It could have been anything because they dropped something on the floor and they picked it up. Girl, so you need to see the footage. You need to see the footage to know what they took. I cannot right now. Who did not go? Because we trying to close this thing now. Who did not speak?
I didn't go either.
Go ahead, Leah. Go
Me
ahead.
neither.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right.
No,
and so I'm confused, and I'm just like everybody else. I don't know what's going on. I've been robbed twice. I mean, twice in an apartment, not the same apartment, two different apartments in two different cities. And in my car, probably like 10 years ago, I left my car in lot, and I used to have to go to the laundromat, right? And so when I got to the car and saw all my stuff, stroll all about here and about, I used to keep like quarters. And not only it was like $10 worth of quarters. I knew it was $10 worth of quarters. Like I could say it was $10 worth of quarters that they took. Like what's in your car.
Yes.
When my apartment both got robbed, I knew what was in the apartment both times. Like I knew what was taken. I knew it. I don't understand. And this was decades ago, when my apartments got robbed. But anyway, what's been missed. Your things. Right. And also to the footage of the dudes robbing her car, her SUV, they took their time. Look, I ain't never seen nobody rob a car, back their own car up to the car, walk amongst themselves, going through the things and putting them in the car. It was like somebody told them to go and get whatever it is to get out this car, and told them what car it was. Even the dude with the gimp leg was taking his time getting things in and out the car. It just, none of it is right to me. I don't understand any of this. None of it. I don't know who to pray for. Do we pray for the man with the bad leg? Right? Do we pray for Tamar? Do you pray? Do you pray for the cops? Like who we praying for here? Do we pray for Miss Evelyn? God bless her. Who we praying for here?
We got a lot of prayers.
Like
we got to pray for all of them. We got to pray for all of them. Pray for the band leader too. Okay, we got to pray for all of them. Now, Shirley Star, you ain't have to do this. You ain't have to do this. You ain't have to do that. She said, I hope they did.
Why are y'all coming so hard for my girl Tamar? Y'all are
We're not coming for Tamar. I have no bad.
We do not.
What happened? Where'd she go?
I'm just saying that the pure, it's peculiar. The things are peculiar.
Give Tay a break, okay?
Well, you did see the robbers look at the other car too. They did look in the side of it. They couldn't get in the car, but they did look in there.
Yeah. But they backed their own vehicle up to the car they was robbing. Where they do that at? Come on.
Yeah.
Well, now, you know they robbed Marlo, so I mean they've been robbing everybody in Atlanta. You can better guard yourself in Atlanta. I don't know.
No, I hear you. But we needed Tay to just be, I don't know. Who did not
And pray
speak
for the
yet?
big dude.
Yeah.
I didn't go.
Go ahead, Denzel.
Deeper.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I like Tamar. I like Tamar, but I'm very confused. Okay, I'm very confused because first of all, what she needs to understand, yeah, it's probably, yeah, it's not safe in Atlanta. Well, if she moves everywhere else, it's not safe nowhere. To be honest, ain't nowhere safe. Nowhere is safe. And she talking about her assistant put stuff in trash bags. Well, what was in the bags? Did her assistant allegedly set her up? Like what in the world? Like her mom, Miss Evelyn, Miss E, she was standing there lost. Like she didn't know what was going on. I think she probably wanted to slap the piss out of Tamar. I don't know. I don't know. It's confusing. It's confusing because what did they take? They just left a computer. Okay, so what did they take, Tamar? We need to know. We need to know. And what happened? Why she's not in a relationship with JR? What happened to them? Like what happened? So I don't know. Like she can stay with her mom, her sisters. She can stay with them. I don't know, Diva. I hope she did. I hope she did not. I'm praying that she did not do this for a publicity stunt. I really hope she did not do this for a publicity stunt or for a reality show. I really hope not. But Diva, everybody, let's say a prayer for her, and let's pray that she did not stage this thing, because if she did, I'm gonna be very disappointed in Tamar, because drama follows Tamar around, and it's like I really hope this is not. I hope this is not fake. I really hope Tamar did not make this up, and that's it. And that's all. Sorry for my time, Diva.
No,
But
you're
yeah.
fine. I hope she didn't make it up either. Yeah, and the fact that she offered the fact that she worked for This Nation, you was robbed. What did that got to do with what was going on? Why you got to tell that now? Did everybody speak? Okay, we got to everybody. Listen, guys, I want to thank y'all for coming through for trending topics tonight. Just watch out for your bad decisions. Okay, Sergio Brown, bad decision being out there on vacation and your mama is no longer on this side of the earth. Bad decision. Tay-Tay, I know it happens because I've done it sometimes too, but leaving the car door open and you already said and know that when things don't go your way, make sure when you go in the middle of the night to get something out the car, you go do several times before you walk away. All right, Tay-Tay, but we're going to pray for you. And the band leader, that's it and that's all. I love you guys. Have a good night. Thank you for coming through for Trending Topic.
Night, y'all.
I'll see you next time. If y'all didn't hit that like button on the way in, hit it on the way out. Don't be hopping this train. I'll see you next time.
Great
Bye.
show, Diva, and everybody. Love you, Diva. Love y'all. Y'all blessed night. Bye.